The Earned Income Tax Credit, formerly known as EITC, refund up to $6,935. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Kedar here, and today in this video we'll be discussing a very important topic that affects millions of Americans every year. It's the Earned Income Tax Credit. And this is everyone's favorite time of the tax season, otherwise known as the time when the federal government pleases us everything we are worth. But don't worry, because IRS has just issued a very important statement. Specifically 3 days ago, IRS has issued a reminder to tens of millions of Americans, urging them to apply for the Earned Income Tax Credit. And whether you are a worker with low or moderate income, or if you are simply looking to learn more about how can you save more money on upcoming tax season, then this video is for you. Today in this video we'll be covering everything that you need to know about the Earned Income Tax Credit, including who is eligible for EITC and how can you claim your Earned Income Tax Credit. And today we'll be answering some of the most frequently asked questions regarding Earned Income Tax Credit. Now, before we deep dive into all the important details, just make sure to subscribe to our channel. How to guys? With all the bell notifications so you'll never miss new updates from our channel. Raises, benefits to your raises, stimulus update, we have got tons of details. And without further ado, let's jump right into all the details. Alright guys, so as per the latest updates, just 3 days ago, an IRS community organization shared information about how low to moderate income families could receive their tax break or refund up to $6,935. They are letting know people what the EITC actually is and how to claim your credit, because millions of workers will qualify for the credit for the first time this year. However, findings from a recently released study, there are many taxpayers who would not necessarily claim their Earned Income Tax Credit, and they most importantly lose out on these unclaimed stimulus money basically they are eligible for. So it becomes very important to figure out whether you are eligible for the benefits, how EITC works, how should you file, how should you claim your credit, and that's where the Earned Income Tax Credit awareness comes in. They are letting people know all the important details regarding it. Now before we deep dive in, let's take a moment to understand what is the Earned Income Tax Credit and why it was created. Well, the Earned Income Tax Credit is a refundable tax credit generally designed for people whose earned income was under $59,187 during the 2022. Because the EIC is a refundable credit, it can lower the amount of the taxes that you owe. So this one becomes very important. Or either the credit can result in a tax refund after you file for your tax return. Speaking of the maximum earned income tax credit amount, well, it's currently $6,935. Now, to claim the earned income tax credit, it depends on various different factors, including the adjusted gross income, your filing status, whether you have a qualifying child, and there are a couple of different aspects. So, well, how does the EITC works? How earned income tax credit reduces the amount of your taxes that you owe? To simply put this, the EITC reduces the amount of the taxes that you owe or increases your tax refund. One way or another, that result in a benefits, higher benefits, and the amount of the credit that you receive is based on your earned income and the number of children that you have. The more you earn, the larger the credit is, and up to a certain limit, this criteria applies, and once you exceed the maximum limit, then the credit begins to phase out eventually, and after a point, it disappears altogether. Among the one of the most important requirements to receive the Earned Income Tax Credit, you must file a federal income tax return, and that's true even if you are not usually required to file return or don't owe any taxes. Also, if you have any investment income, it cannot be more than $10,300. Now for the 2022 tax year, if you have 3 or more qualifying children, then your tax credit ranges from $11 to $6,935. Then eventually the credit amount goes down with pure qualifying children. So let's say if you have only one qualifying child, then earned income credit ranges from $9 to $3,733. However, if there are 2 qualifying children in your family, then the credit could be as much as $6,164. Now note that everybody's situation is different. There are different income limits to apply for each filing status, also number of qualifying children. IRS has a chart on their website to figure out in what range you could apply, in what range you could be lying in for your 2020 tax return. And this is that important chart for the 2022 income limits and ranges of the EITC. For no child, single or heads of household, income must be less than $16,480. For one child, it must be less than $43,492. For two children, $49,399, and three or more children must be less than $53,057. Speaking of the married filing jointly, for no child, it must be less than $22,610. One child, $49,622. Speaking of two children, $55,529. For three or more children, $59,187. And while speaking of the range of their earned income tax credit, if you got no child, then you can expect up to $560. For one child, EITC could go up to $3,733. For two children, $6,164, and three or more children, $6,935. Well, that was about how much EITC is really worth. It can go up to $6,728 for three or more children, while with no children, it's as low as $529. Now, speaking of how do you claim your earned income tax credit? Well, in order to claim your EITC, you must need to file a federal tax return and include a Schedule EIC. This is the earned income credit form, and also you'll need to provide information about your income and the number of your children that you have. And it's very important to note that you cannot claim the earned income tax credit if you file as a married filing separately. Now, what if you are not sure about your eligibility, whether you are eligible or not? In that scenario, if you are not sure you are eligible for the EITC, then there are some resources available for the IRS. Actually provides a free online tool. It's the EITC assistant that can help you determine your eligibility and estimate the amount of the credit. Additionally, you can contact the tax professional or the IRS for more information. And this chart right from the IRS should give you a good idea what will be the range of your EITC and if you fall within this income limits, so you can be eligible for the earned income tax credit. So pause this video and do check out whether you fall in this income limits range and how much will be your benefits. If you got no child, then you can expect up to $560. For one child, EITC could go up to $3,733. For two children, $6,164, and three or more children, $6,935. Now, in conclusion, the earned income tax credit is a valuable credit that can greatly benefit low-income workers by reducing their tax liability, ultimately increasing your tax refund in the end. Also, EITC can help make sure your hard-earned money goes back into your pocket. And if you believe that you may be eligible, then make sure to take advantage of this valuable credit. Don't miss out on this opportunity. With that being said, I hope this video was helpful. So make sure to hit that like, do subscribe to our channel How To Guys, and be sure to turn on all the notifications. And guys, this is Kedar from How To Guys signing out.